Let me just bring one verse just that's been on my heart, because the theme today is city-changing prayer. The idea of us praying together and the impact it can make on this city. We've also got a bit of an extra focus with Josh here on young people and this generation that's coming through that we need to reach for the Lord. But I was reading recently in our church at Plymouth Chapel, going through the book of Acts, and there's this moment in chapter 12 where things go dramatically and quickly wrong, it appears. Because James, as in Peter, James, and John, one of Jesus' best friends, is taken, and there's no real story around it. He's literally, Herod arrests him, tries him, and kills him. And the church is already being scattered by the persecution. And they're suddenly in this place, these believers, and they've lost James, one of the sons of thunder. And in a moment, in a verse, he's gone, killed by the sword, presumably beheaded. And then Peter, the leader of the church, is arrested. And he's taken, he's put in prison. Because of the Passover, they've got a day or two's grace in God's timing before Peter too is facing trial, and presumably it's Herod's plan to kill him. This Herod Agrippa, when we get to the Nativity, this is his grandson who's now sort of got power over the region. And he likes the Jews, and it says that when he saw what he'd done to James please the Jews, he arrested Peter as well. So there's this sense in which the power of Rome and the power of the Jewish leaders has merged together into this one hateful bunch against the Christians. And they've got all the prisons and the whips and the swords and the soldiers, and they are all just really taking at will who they want. And the church is grieving and scattered and persecuted. And then there's this amazing line that comes up in the story as it tells us that Peter has been taken. And it says this, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. So on one side, we've got all the power of this world, including the might of the Roman Empire. And on the other side, you've got this ragtag little bunch of Christians in a home praying. Praying. That's it. That's their resource. And if you know, well, you can go home. I haven't got time to tell you the end, but you can guess it. God intervenes, God moves, and Peter's set free. And 2,000 years on, it's still our resource. Times for the church has just had a couple of weeks in the news, hasn't it? And we're up against it sometime. But this is the answer, I believe, still today as it was then. The church of God earnestly praying. That word doesn't get used much in the New Testament. Do you know where else you find it? Gethsemane. It is agonizing prayer. It is getting hold of God and really praying out of all the grief and the turmoil that's going on as James is in a grave and Peter's in prison. And their hearts are broken before the Lord, and they earnestly pray. They agonize with God to get their will, as Jesus did, in line with his, to see what's going on and to pray for God to move. And today we've got a chance to do that together here, as the church comes together to pray earnestly for this city of Plymouth and with all the challenges that we face today. I'm going to be quiet because Josh is going to pick up on that later on. But I just wanted to bring that verse to you at the start of the day. But the church was earnestly praying to God for him.